Just a few remarks are very brief, but it's important for us to hear that our Region 9 archives play a vital role in preserving the rich history and heritage of the Lutheran faith. Our repository is more than just storage space for documents. They're guardians of our collective memory, capturing journeys, struggles, and triumphs of our spiritual communities. In an ever-changing world, our archives serve as a reminder of our shared values and beliefs, encouraging dialogue and reflection. On behalf of the whole church, the Mission Investment Fund is grateful for the dedicated individuals and ministries that maintain these archives, ensuring that our history is not forgotten, but cherished and celebrated. Thank you for your commitment to preserving our spiritual legacy and pass it on.
I've never been called the archives before. I am Susan McArver. I'm a professor of church history here at Seminary many years, and I'm also the president of the board of Crumley Archives. And we wanted to take just a minute to answer a question, or at least address a question that many of you have been asking, and that is, with the seminary moving to Hickory, what is going to happen to the Region 9 archives? What I can tell you is a couple of things right now. The Archives Board, back in the summer, or before the summer, appointed a relocation task force to begin to address this question. What will happen to the archives when the seminary is no longer here? And that group has been very active, working on what are our space needs, what is this going to cost to move, what are the options ahead of us. We've decided on a couple of things so far. Everything is very tentative. I will just preface all my remarks by saying everything is very tentative. But the first thing we decided as a committee and as a board was that we want the archives to remain in central South Carolina. That's our first preference. And that's for a couple of reasons. One is centrally located here in Region 9, right? It's also located near major universities, University of South Carolina, which also has a number of Lutheran documents. We have a wonderful staff, all of whom are located here in this area, and it would be very difficult to replicate all of those things if we moved too far afield. So we've been exploring all kinds of options. We've looked at things like moving into a partner organization, like a congregational ministry setting. That might work. We've looked at erecting our own building on some land. We've looked at the possibility of staying where we are, depending on who purchases this property. So I can tell you that right now, there are two good possibilities before us. One is with an institution that has expressed an interest in partnering with us. That's not definite, but that's a good possibility. A second possibility is that there is an organization that has expressed interest in buying the entire campus. And if so, they are willing to let the archive stay here as a part of their interest. Nothing is settled. Anyone who's ever dealt with real estate knows that 1,001 things can happen, right? But those are the possibilities before us right now. One would involve a move, but fairly local. Another would involve staying here. What I can tell you is that whichever possibility emerges, as we know, is going to cost some money. The seminary has been underwriting the existence of the archives here that we haven't been charged for electricity or space or anything else. That's probably going to change. I want to say to you, this is an amazing gathering we have here this evening. I think this is the largest archives banquet we've had in many, many years. And we want to thank you for your incredible generosity, all of you for being present and for your continued support over the years. We will certainly keep all of you informed about what happens. You probably won't know anything until the first of the year. As you know, the seminary is moving to Hickory in January 1st, 2025. We probably won't know anything until closer to that time. But I do want you to be assured that we're working hard on this. that the archives will continue to go on, and that we will continue to take care of all of these precious records that you've been seeing pictures of this evening on the slideshow that Celie Addy has prepared for us. The archives will continue to take care of all of those precious articles as we go forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening. It's always such a joy to be with you at these banquets. They're by far my most favorite event of the year. Over the last several years, we have experienced unprecedented growth, and this year is no exception at all. We anticipate that this will only remain the case, despite some of the uncertainties that we're facing. I want to personally thank you for your interest in and your support of the archives. Your many telephone calls and letters dropping by, financial support, and last but not least, your presence tonight have been so demonstrative of your deep love of Lutheran history and legacy. And it's that guarantees our future. I want to thank some special people this evening, without whom none of this would have been possible. And the first is Dr. Susan McArver for her leadership. Part of our mission, we say, is educational and interpretive services, and that wouldn't be achievable without Susan. Secondly, Mrs. Virginia Herlong for her financial skills and her hours of voluntary labor. Thirdly, Dr. Harvey Huntley, your enthusiasm and zeal for our latest project has brought us so much joy in our operation. And lastly, and perhaps mostly, my right hand, dear friend, and the best Lutheran I know, Mrs. Trudy Balknight. Trudy always knows how to put on a party. Please give everyone a round of applause. I've mentioned a special project that's currently underway in the archives, and this has been a project in the making. And it's thanks to the vision of Harvey that we've been able to make it a reality. I'd like to share with you tonight a trailer of an upcoming documentary concerning Black Lutherans. I'd also like to thank the South Carolina Synod and the Mission Endowment for its support in part. And as we celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Synod this year, please be on the lookout for more sneak peeks as we reveal more of the film that we're working on across Region 9. Thank you.